We must be ready to take anything that comes on our way. We must be ready to liberate and fight to the end. Not going to mind whatever the Nigerian is liable for the fact that the world understand what we are fighting for. Biafra issue is in global history. Is in global history. Biafra is issue that is globally recognized. We fought a war for 3 years with Nigeria. Millions of people died. Today, the children of those people, they're subjugated to all manner of degrading treatment and abuse. We are here today to finish what our forefathers, our grandfathers started. We are here today because when Nigeria war was declared, no victor, no vanquish, was warned by Daniel Effiong. If you do not do children very well, they will rise up again against you. That is exactly what we are doing now. It does not matter whether the Nigerian government is labeling themselves terrorists. The world know that we are not terrorists. The world know we are fighting a just cause. And we are going to do everything to make sure we get our freedom. As I'm talking to you, war going in Cameroon against Ambazonians. As I'm talking, between South Sudan and Sudan, they fought a war for 30 good years. They were not regarded as terrorists. Even the people that were regarded as terrorists in Afghanistan, we see that America is giving them today to be recognized as a government. The condition is only for them to denounce Al-Qaeda. After decades, many years of wastage, American soldiers killed, billions of dollars wasted, American weapons and everything in the hand of Taliban. Upon the fact that Taliban and Afghanistan is ranked #1 terrorist country according to World Terrorism, Global Terrorism Index. But it is completely a different thing when it comes to Biafra. When it comes to Biafra, we are being ruled by terrorist government. We are being ruled by some few people from ethnic group that are nomadic and very heartless people. And we say we are incompatible. We don't have the same cultural value system. And we say we are going to opt out of Nigeria. And for that reason, they proscribe us. Now we have been able to create awareness, global awareness, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the highest awareness in history of mankind, especially in freedom and agitation for self-determination. Biafra agitation have that scattered all over the world. We are scattered all over the world. We will continue the struggle. We will continue the struggle. We will not be moved. We will not be threatened. We will not be intimidated by any threat coming from anywhere. So when you are in this struggle, the only thing you have to focus is getting Biafra. Do not be afraid of that you are being called a terrorist. You are not a terrorist. You are not a terrorist. And the world knows that. The world knows that. If we go into civil war today against Nigeria state, which probably may happen, if we go into civil war against Nigeria state for Biafra, who is going to call each other terrorist? Is it you? Are you going to be the one that will call terrorist or the Nigeria government? So, welcome to this program. Make sure you invite people and let us welcome. Now we are going to start what we have come to do this evening. We read in the news that the United States is giving a statement about Anambra election. They want to see free and fair election in Anambra. How can you have free and fair election in Nigeria where you have over 34,000 policemen being deployed to kill our people? How are you going to have free and fair election in Anambra? Before we can talk about having free and fair election in Anambra, since we are going political solution, first of all, Anambra state must be demilitarized. All the military and security people in Anambra state must leave. You can't militarize a state and you want to have democracy take place. Two of them can never work together. So when you want to conduct election, if we're going to have a democratic or political solution, make sure that there is nothing in this life that will make election tomorrow to take place, because we need to postpone the election so that the leadership will go back to drawing board. The demand will be very clear. You cannot have a free and fair election when you have police and army everywhere, considering the record of the Nigeria police and the security agent. Very, very bad record. You can never have free and fair election. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. After that, after the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whatever he say is final. Whatever he say about Anambra election is final. So we demand also the release of all the people that have been abducted and kidnapped by the Nigeria DSS. They are today languishing in prison and incarcerated. We are going to ask our guests to come in, so we'll continue, because after him we are going to have the normal exposition today. Make sure you hit the like button as you are coming. Those of you watching from YouTube, as you are coming, you are hitting the like button so that other people will understand that we are live and it will appear on their feed. Those who are using YouTube, who are watching from YouTube. for Dr. Allen to join us. And on this note, let us go on commercial. Welcome back. Dr. Allen, good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon, Simon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. This is the second time you are coming to the program. Welcome you again. I know that you have been here before, and a lot of people may have seen you, a lot of people may have read about you. If you could tell us just a little bit brief about yourself for those who have never seen you before.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, I'm a partner of the BW Global Group based in Washington, D.C., and we specialize in human rights issues, crimes against humanity, some government relations, and anti-corruption work worldwide. I have over 40 years of criminal investigative law enforcement experience, principally involved in international activities. My last assignment before I retired from the U.S. government, I was on loan to the United Nations-backed Special Court for Sierra Leone, where I was the chief of investigations, where I lived and worked in Freetown, West Africa, where I was responsible for directing all the criminal investigations, war crimes investigations of those people that bear the greatest responsibility for the civil war in Sierra Leone. Interestingly enough, it took us directly to the former president of Liberia, who created the Revolutionary United Front, who was subsequently indicted and convicted for war crimes. At the time, he was the first sitting head of state ever indicted for war crimes. And again, he was subsequently convicted, sentenced to 50 years, and his son was also arrested and convicted for torture related to one of our witnesses and witnesses of the Special Court for Sierra Leone, not directly but indirectly related, and he received a 97-year sentence in the United States. So I have vast experience in seeking justice and accountability in the international rule of law arena. So that's the experience I bring to the particular project that we have, that we're honored to work on behalf of the IPOB, and that was to seek justice and accountability and also engage in a human rights campaign, not only in Washington, D.C., but globally. So that's what we're actively involved in and have been doing since March of this year, when the leader reached out to us and signed an agreement with us, and we've been engaged ever since.
Thank you very much for that in-depth brief. I wouldn't want to go into the Liberia thing and all that, because a lot of people already have heard about how you handled it, and history is about to repeat itself. Now, we have been seeing recently, news on different platforms about your organization filing some kind of document to the ICC, International Criminal Court. So could you tell us, what is going on? Is there an update from the September filing?
Absolutely. We've, as you know, there's a lot of things that we're doing that are confidential. But what I can share with you was that we have collected evidence and information where we prepared our very first criminal referral to the Office of the Prosecutor at the International Criminal Court on 15 September of this year. And that was a confidential but a very comprehensive compilation of evidence we submitted to them that they received, acknowledged receipt, and are actively examining that information. And we'd also requested that if they had not opened up an investigation yet, to add this to the preliminary examination. However, we are actively seeking that they seek approval from the pretrial chamber to open an investigation specifically into the wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, and most notably targeting the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, since that time frame, we have collected additional evidence, and we submitted a second referral containing criminal information and evidence to substantiate further ongoing and wide-scale systematic killing of the civilian population, and again, specifically targeting the IPOB. That was also acknowledged. It's being examined. And again, we are requesting that they formally open an investigation and look into what we are identifying as a genocide that's being committed by the Nigerian government and extremist Fulanis against the indigenous people of Biafra.
Thank you very much. You said it has been acknowledged, and you are waiting for the ICC to open investigation. So I just want to for just a clarification. Is it that when the application is filed, they have to be after the acknowledgement, they have to now open the investigation for that particular case?
Well, what the process is that they have to seek formal approval from the pretrial chambers to do that. What we are doing is providing them ample evidence to justify that request to open an investigation, and most specifically looking at the, again, wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, which is a crime against humanity and, quite frankly, genocide that we believe is being committed against indigenous people of Biafra.
All right. So when this thing is filed, is it like something that anybody can ask and get information that, some kind of complaint or application has been lodged at the ICC? Is it something that anybody can ask question and you get some information or some kind of feedback from the ICC?
Well, we have gotten written responses, acknowledgement, as you typically do, and we've also gotten responses directly from the Office of the Prosecutor. And it is a process, and as you can imagine, we collected very sensitive information, and it's confidential. Certainly they have all the details, but it's not something that's publicly and readily available to the public for obvious reasons. We have confidential sources of information and evidence that needs to be protected, but the ICC is well aware of it, and they have that, and it's their obligation to examine and look at that, and we've done that under the protection of the ICC, so that sources and witnesses and methods and operations are not inadvertently disclosed or discovered, to protect the individuals that are involved.
Yeah. All right. So we, the last time you were here, and I have also been privileged to see the release from your group. There are some other organizations you have mentioned that that were communicated officially. So could you brief us about them, like for the Committee on Human Rights at the UN and all that, and then also you mentioned about the United Kingdom. Let us take it, step by step. Brief us about the Committee on Human Rights at the UN. What do you intend to get from them?
Absolutely. This is a process, as you know. You have to educate people and make them aware of this. And this is a...
And by Dalulin Nkuku, Kunisi Webambo, when it's any fine many akwụkwọ dị iche iche. We eventually ikwu before ma lapụ nnukwu tiyalụ nke onifu nche n'iru akwụkwọ gbasta maka ya bụ ife dịka o si ada and dịka o si akpọtụ n'iru akwụkwọ. Biko wa ajụ nchọrọ ịjụ, biko ndị Igbo ọma na-ege ntị saa na ya bụ ajụjụ. Oge edugokwu n'oge anyị yakpọ n'ụwa anyị meeting nke ịbụọ jụọ ụwa anyị nwanne anyị nwoke anọ n'ụlọ nke mkpọrọ ebe a ka ọ ya anọzi. oge erugo oge onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo ya pụta tie ebe ya bụ ife ọnụ maka ya bụ ife akarigo. Nnamdi Kanu nwere ife o mere n'iru akwụkwọ tọsifọ ihe ọjọọ mere n'iru akwụkwọ bụ na ọ sị na ọ chọọzi ịbụ onye Naịjirịa tọsọ ya bụ ife ọjọọ mere and ndị ọha eze niile ma ndị niile were na-ekwuchara ndị Igbo ọnụ fa, nobody is doing something about it. Nobody is doing anything about it. Ife a na-asụ bụ tọsọ ogologo oyibo. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ the leader of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB si na mmegide na-emegide ụmụnne ya dịrị ọzọ ya alụ mma si nye ya Biafra ka ọ na. Okay, to tell you that what that thing Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu n'eziokwu, since eji Maazị Nnamdi Kanu check the system of Nigeria till now, the system na-ebezi akwa, everything is collapsing. Always ewere ife ọ na-aghọta. Once again, the more you hold him, the more the economy destroyed. He said these things. O kwuru ya ekwu. Ọ bụrụ ife ụmụnna anyị pụta ị na-ekwu bụ kama ka eje yọọ ndị Fulani na mejọrọ ndị Fulani. Chefuo na ha bụ ụzọ wee mejọ ndị Igbo. O nwere ihe ndị Igbo mere ndị Fulani? There's nothing an Igbo man. What if Igbo man mere onye Fulani? Ndị ọhaneze si na na-eje ịyọ ndị Fulani about the killings in 1914. Na-ajụ biko o nwere ihe ndị Igbo mere ndị Fulani? First from the jail wee kọnka si Hausa niile wee bata ka kọnka kwuola n'Igbo. Ofu onye pụtalụ bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu si na nke ama mme na ndị ka ife a adịlọ achọbịa ka egbuo onye Igbo ewere nwanne ya lee. Ya bụ ife bụ ọ bụrụ ihe nji maka ya wee bịa ma ọ bụrụ na ege ọnụ m n'ife anyị na-ekwu n'iru akwụkwọ. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu stand with justice, equity and fairness. O wee ndị emebere iwu iche ọ bụla ajụ na-ajụ ya so ndị Igbo ha ọkwa ejidere ya lapụ ya akwa the same thing Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-azụ ka ọ na-azụ. Ndị Igbo kpọọ n'owu na meeting jụọ owu na-ajụ ọgwụ nakọ ha m n'ọnụ. Daalụ ri na-ekwusi na-esore anyị. Ọ bụla nke a bụ ụbọchị izu gị na-abịa n'iru akwụkwọ esore na Morning Tea na Eastern News 24 kabaro ka ị subscribe and turn on your notification ka ịlapụ imisi for update dịka anyị na-drop ya n'iru akwụkwọ oge niile. Daalụnụ ụmụnne m ọgwụ nakọ ha m n'ọnụ.
All right, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update and information as to the hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drops, you go be the first. We'll collect information dropping on my table right now. This information they too appalling as NIG Army don't confirm say they are having one of the founders of IPOB, one of the commanders in IPOB group, the Eastern Security Network wing of the IPOB. The Nigerian Army has reportedly opened up that they are having one of the commanders in their custodies. Let's go down to the full detail of the information. Troops of the Nigerian military attached to Operation Udoka in southeast zone of the country have reportedly arrested a founding father of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. The troops also arrested at least 3 notorious leaders of IPOB ESN during raids on the group's hideout in Oso, Imo State, Amarako, and Arochukwu in Abia State. Edward Baba, the director, Defense Media Operation, who disclosed this at Defense Headquarters, Abuja, on Thursday, stated that the troops also neutralized 24 terrorists and arrested 12 violent extremists. Buba, a Major General, revealed that the soldiers rescued one kidnapped hostage, adding that arrested suspects have been handed over to the appropriate authorities for necessary actions to be taken. He explained that the raids were carried out in furtherance of the fight to rid the nation of insecurity and take out commanders and leaders of gangs as well as their foot soldiers. Troops at Forward Operation Base also conducted a sting operation that culminated in the arrest of an IPOB leader. The arrested leader, identified as Pius Igu, is a founding father in the ESN group in Osu General Area of Imo State. Similarly, troops at FOB Amarak conducted a raid that resulted in the arrest of another IPOB leader and commander identified as Emmanuel Onwogo. He was arrested in Mbano local government area of Abia State. Related with troops and security forces in a combined sting operation arrested a notorious cult leader named Ifeanyi Rock. He was arrested with them of his combatants in Arochukwu in Abia State, he disclosed. The senior military officer noted that the adversaries engaged the troops in a gun duel during a raid, but they were finally overpowered and suppressed with superior fighting equipment. He added, troops of Operation Udoka neutralized 24 men, arrested 12 violent extremists, and rescued one kidnapped hostage. Troops recovered 10 AK-47 rifle, 15 pump-action guns, 4 locally fabricated guns, 153 rounds of 7.62M special ammo, 111 live cartridge, 2 vehicles, and 4 mobile phones, among other items. All recovered items, arrested suspects, and rescued hostages were handed over to the relevant authorities for further action. Between 15 and 18 of October 2024, troops in separate offensive operation made contact the IPOB ESN in Oso and Obubra local government area of Imo State, River State, respectively. Troops also made contact with IPOB ESN in Arochukwu local government of Abia State. Following the firefight, troops neutralized 24 men and rescued one kidnapped hostage. All right, wonderful people, welcome back. This is how it is happening right now in the land of the indigenous people of Biafra. Of course, the report you just had now is coming from the Nigeria military, who are giving reports on how they have been able to neutralize a lot of members of the IPOB and the Eastern Security Network. And if you can see what is actually happening, the NIG army are always giving information on their own part on how victorious they have been, and on the part of the Biafra army, Biafra Liberation soldiers, they are also giving information on their own part of victory. Of course, you know that this is what is all about. As they be, there has been a major chaos breakout as police, civil defense officers clash. Nigerian police and civil defense officer, that sister security network, have clashed face to face. And I'm wondering, why should there be a clash between the Nigerian police and the civil defense? Of course, both of them are doing the same work. Their utmost interest is to protect the lives of the citizens. But as it may be, it looks as if something ego and other things is taking over the activities of their operation. Let's go down to the full detail of the information. Men of the Nigerian Police Force and operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, have clashed in Osun State. Adeleke Kainde, the spokesperson of the Osun NSCDC command, in a statement on Friday, revealed that the problem started on Tuesday, October 22, 2024 at about 8 p.m. when a group of individuals in Ankara clothes with only jacket on top, claimed to be police officers, drove recklessly into Elizabeth Estate with a private Toyota Sienna vehicle. She added that they entered the estate, which is secured by the personnel of the NSCDC Osun State Command to purportedly arrest a suspect. The statement reads, a disturbing incident of barbaric police brutality occurred on Tuesday, October 22, 2024, around 8 p.m. at Elizabeth Estate in Osogbo, Osun State, when a group of individuals claiming to be police officers in Ankara, clothed with only jackets on top, drove recklessly into the estate with a private Sienna vehicle, entered the estate, which is secured by the personnel of Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Osun State Command, to purportedly arrest a suspect. The personnel of the NCDC on duty as trained officers requested for means of identification, which the individuals who claim to be police failed to provide. Instead, they resorted to intimidation. After their failure to identify themselves, they left the premises of the estate. The situation escalated the following day, Wednesday, October 23, 2024, when a group of police numbering about 20 drove into the estate and descended on one NSCD personnel, physically assaulting him and inflicting grievous bodily harm on him. The video of the incident is attached to the statement. The officer's uniform was torn, he was brutalized beyond description, disarmed, handcuffed like a common criminal, and forcefully taken to Atoja Division before being moved to police state headquarters. Efforts to resolve the issue amicably were made by the commandant of the NSCDC Osun State, Dr. Michael Adarawewa, who raised a team of senior officers who visited the police headquarters. However, the police refused to release the detained NSCDC leader. Well, I don't see as it happen for the Obodo, the country where we find ourselves. Nobody loves nobody. For the Nigerian police to be descending on the member of the sister security, Nigeria Civil Defense Corps, because he requested for a means of identification from police personnel who invaded a state where he is the man in charge, was brutalized the next day. I think that this is the height of the matter, because for me, I believe that these two sister security are supposed to be working hand in hand with each other in providing information for one another. But as it is, because of greediness, intimidation, and showing of power, of course, what I understood there is that the Nigerian police is trying to show off that they are bigger than the NCDC. They are trying just to show force and show of power. But at least they should have shown a means of identification, because they were not on their uniform. They were only on jacket, on Ankara, and their bulletproof jacket on top. And the policeman, the NCDC man there, requested for a means of identification in order to be sure truly that these people are members of the Nigerian police. But on the next day, he was seriously brutalized, which is very, very wrong. Thank you for listening. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first to collect. And thank you for listening. God bless you. From the hand of the men of the indigenous people of Biafra Liberation Army. But as you debut today, the information will be say it will drop from my table, say table turn today on today's own, that the people who received it were the men of the Biafra Liberation Army. As it be, let's go down to the full detail of the information. Operation of the 82 Division Nigeria Army and the Joint Task Force Southeast Code, named Operation Udoka, has smashed camps of indigenous people of Biafra and its Eastern Security Network, IPOB, and ESM armed wing within the Southeast. The troops neutralized 4 IPOB ESN armed men, rescued 14 people, and checked crude oil bunkering within the Southeast. This is contained in a statement issued by Lieutenant Colonel Jonah Unuakalo, Acting Deputy Director, 82 Division Army Public Relations, on Wednesday in Enugu. Unuakalo said that troops of 82 Division Nigeria Army and Operation Udoka had continued to sustain its offensive against the IPOB ESN criminal across the southeast. He noted that in a series of well-executed operations, troops had successfully repelled and raided the independent hideout as well as clamped down on the activities of illegal oil bunkering within the joint operation area. He stated that early hours of Tuesday, October 22, troops of Sector 5 of Operation Udoka deployed at Forward Operational Base FOB Agwata with other security agencies while on routine patrol within Ibuku and Oga axis of Agwata Council area of Anambra came in contact with members of IPOB ESM. Quoting him, during the firefight, troops firepower forced the IPOB to flee in disarray. During the encounter, one IPOB ESM member was neutralized, two black-colored Lexus Jeep with no registration number and one pop-action gun with 3 cartridges were recovered. On Monday, October 21st, troops deployed at FOB Lilu also came in contact with the group after detonating an improvised explosive device IED planted along the supply route. The troops successfully neutralized 2 of the group, recovered 1 pump-action shotgun, 1 solar CCTV camera, 3 large pipe-borne IED, 7 IED, and 8 batteries, he said. Unakala added that the troops of the Joint Task Force on Wednesday, October 9, stormed an IPOB ESN hideout in Enugu Umuonia community in Agwata Council area of Anambra State. He said that overwhelming in the ensuing fire, the group fled, leaving behind a cache of arms and logistics. The statement read, the troops swiftly searched and destroyed the hideout, recovering 78 rounds of 7.62 mm and 39 mm ammunition, 13 rounds of 9 mm ammunition, 20 live cartridges, a pump-action gun, a locally fabricated pistol, an AK-56 magazine, and 6 vehicles found within the camp. The stolen vehicles were those stolen from well-meaning Igbos of the region by the men, according to Army. He said that the same vein, on October 10th, troops of the 82 Division carried out an ambush operation in Lilu community in Anambra to deter the insurgents' freedom of action. During the ambush, troops neutralized 1 IPOB ESM member and recovered 100 radio, 4 improvised grenades, 1 encased IED, and 1 solar-powered CCTV. Also, troops deployed at FOB Agwata on October 11 repelled IPOB ESN attack, neutralizing 1 IPOB ESM member and recovered the following items: 2 AK-47 rifles, 1 pump-action gun, quantity 60 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, 5 cartridges, and 1 Prado Jeep. In another encounter with IPOB ESN in Ohafia local government, Abia State, and Omo Abo Lilu in Anambra State, respectively, the troop recovered 1 CCTV camera with solar panel, 1 water gel IED, 6 empty cartridges, 6 live cartridges, 13 empty cases of 7.62 ammunition, 2 batteries, 4 IED pipes, and 1 radio set. Despite the deceit of liberation of the people, the IPOB ESN have continued to take innocent Southeasterners. This one is coming. This report, of course, you need to know where the report is coming from. The report is coming right from the NIG Army. Another information we just entered my table as I bring you this information. This one just entered that government don't buy about 6 people near Nande Azikiwe school gate. Let's go down to the full detail of the information. Hoodlums suspected to be cultists have invaded Ifitoka near the school gate of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Anambra State, killing no fewer than 6 persons. According to eyewitnesses who spoke to our correspondent on Thursday. The gun-wielding hoodlums invaded the vicinity in the early hours of Thursday and opened fire on some persons suspected to be members of another rival cult group, thereby causing chaos and panic in the area. It was gathered that suspected cultists were looking for members of the rival cult group who were said to be hanging around the vicinity of Unizik Gate. One of the sources and a student of Unizik who witnessed the scene said over 6 persons were shot dead near Witness Garden, Ifite Amasi Road. The hoodlums invaded the area at about 9:30 a.m. today and started shooting at some persons suspected to be members of a cult group. One of our lecturers coming to school had to go back. She called me saying she saw 7 lying persons dead. The spokesperson for Anambra State Police Command, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, confirmed the development. He said the police responding team has taken over the scene of indiscriminate shooting today, 24/10/2024, by 9:15 a.m. at Ifite behind Unizik Gate, Oka, by suspected gunmen. Preliminary information showed that the armed men unprovoked started shooting sporadically, and some bullets fatally hit 4 persons in the area and were rushed to the hospital for aid by the police operatives. Also, some empty shell of bullets have been recovered at the scene of action. All right, welcome back, wonderful people. Ndị be anyị si na na-ekwu ọzọ na-eme nya ka ndị Igbo ndị kwuru okwu si ọfụlụ ọkụkọ ebe ọ na-abọ nsị ya biko chụpụ ya maka na ọ mụrụ na ọnyanwa ya atọ kpịa nya bụ okwu eme gịnị wee bụrụ okwu ma jesi n'enu ebulu inu ọbụna ọzọ dịka ibia bụ why will a parent send a child to school and what the child will turn out to be is a cultist. And this is very heartbreaking. Of course, if you understood why some of these groups were founded, I think between 1952 and the rest of them, even Wole Soyinka, who found out the pirates and the rest of them, the group, some of these group were there as a pressure group. Of course, you know what pressure group are. They are like a union who pressurize the government or other organizations to work in tandem with their members. But as it is, you can find out that some of these things today have brought a lot of calamity in our communities, in our schools, and in the life of our children. And I think that government, and also people who are guarding this group should be able to make the vision clear for their members in order for them not to jeopardize their lives and their destiny as students. Meanwhile, as it be, let's go back on other information as it happened in same Anambra State where the Biafra Libration Army don't clash with the men of NIG Army. And this one we hear say members of the NIG Army don't collect woto. And as it be, they say those Biafra boys, they carry all their shoe. They say this one no be bulletproof way white man they do. They say this one, if you shoot them, you know go enter. Meanwhile, let me wind down the curtain here. And if this is your first time of joining us, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button. Thank you for listening. God bless you.